Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And today I'm going to be talking about Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. I was mentioning about this game previously through my Rise of the Ronin impressions video and what I was truly thinking about that game in general, since that game is going to be coming out in the next 2 days through the PlayStation 5 exclusivity. But however, what I really want to talk about Sekiro here is that this game really does a perfect job of its balance of perfection of difficulty. And what I mean by this is that it's no different from any other games like Neo or Dark Souls, because this game is hard as balls. And what I definitely noticed about this game in general though too, other than being it like a little bit more of a Dark Souls and kind of like less Ghost of Tsushima or Rise of the Ronin. But that's where I'm getting to this, is that this game really utilizes a dodge and parrying system, which is quite surprising because, it's one of the reasons why I normally don't get into these types of games. But the reason why I want to talk about this game is while I do enjoy this game, not just because of the way how you can do combat scenarios, but you do not have the balances of when it came to stances like what you can do in Sekiro, not Sekiro, but in Ghost of Tsushima or Rise of the Ronin. But what this game really initializes and what it does in balance of gameplay structure is that this is, like I previously mentioned, it's a dodge and parrying system. And that's where the stamina is concerned is in this game. And that's one of the greatest things why I think this game is so highly popular, is because people love these types of games in general. I get the appeal because it's the combat mechanic and its aesthetics, and it has to do with the difficulty setting that these games actually imply. And I think that's where Sekiro Shadows Die Twice does a really good job of that perfection of difficulty, and that's where Elden Ring was able to do in was able and to achieve, much like the Neo games and much like the Dark Souls games and Elden Ring, which I have played a little bit of. But either or, I really thoroughly think that Sekiro Shadows Die Twice does so many things that I never really liked personally, especially when it came to the Neo games or any of the Ninja Gaiden, because that's where this company that made this game has a really good repertoire of or pedigree of making these games quite difficult. And that's one of the reasons why I think I don't like and like with these types of genre of games. And it's the but what really makes the appeal for me, really, it's the setting of these games, and it's more so on the lines of what these games really do entail in terms of environmental storytelling. And that's what I was discussing about when I came to Rise of the Ronin. That's going to be coming out soon, and that's where I'm saying it's like I feel like that's where Sekiro Shadows Die Twice does a really good job with that. The Neo games really do an excellent job with that as well, and even the Ninja Gaiden games back in the day as well. Because those games were highly popular, and but those games were hard as hell too. But it's like what I said before, it's the appeal of that. And that's why people like these types of challenging type of games and the genre itself. And it's what I will say, but the settings though, it's what really fascinates me the most, other than the fact I refuse to not play these types of games. All the more reason why I really think I was literally trying to play this game not too long ago, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, and while I do like it, it's that it's just the difficulty that I'm not so used to. I do like the challenge, but I think what I was saying about Rise of the Ronin though, it's gonna borrow more from Ghost of Tsushima than from any other type of any kind of games that this company has made, like Sekiro or much like Neo and vice versa. And so I think it also has to do with the difficulty settings that Rise of the Ronin is able to do as well, because you can play that game on easy, normal, and hard, and that's one of the reasons why I'm very heavily in trying to invest myself into Rise of the Ronin, because of that setting difficulty. But when it comes to Sekiro or Neo or any other Dark Souls or even Bloodborne, that these games do offer only one hard difficulty, and that's where these games really see the benefit of people having that type of challenge. And I understand why they like that challenge is because they want some of that risk and reward. And that's where these games really do a really good job with that risk and reward management system. And it's the reason why I know why people like these games is because of that specific reason. And so it's like I was literally trying to invest myself to get into more into Sekiro because I was literally trying to get myself prepared into, playing Rise of the Ronin, because I always thought that Rise of the Ronin was going to be very similar to that of Sekiro or that of the Neo games because of the same company that made those games that have already made Rise of the Ronin. But other than that, it's the fact that these games are simply quite amazing, and it's the appeal as to why these games are not just highly popular because of its difficulty setting that these games are based upon, but it's the thematic and theatrical setting of these games. That's what makes these games so great and so unique and so beautiful in its own unique way. And that's where I think Sekiro really does a magnificent job on that, because I am getting a little bit of, I would say, maybe a little bit of Ghost of Tsushima vibes in a way in Sekiro because of its setting, because of maybe a little similar to, or maybe somewhat, maybe a lack thereof, maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong. But that's why I like these games with its visual appeal, with its theme appeal, and its sort of theatricality to it. But it's the challenge of these games that really show off the difficulty for these games, though, too. And I think that's one of the greatest reasons why I refuse to play these games is because of that difficulty. And as I previously said before, it's the reason why I don't normally get into these types of games, whether if it's Sekiro, whether if it's Neo 1 or Neo 2, or Dark Souls, or Bloodborne. But I have played Bloodborne through all by myself once. I did it twice, actually, and I had played a little bit with some friends as well. But overall, Bloodborne was in fact one of my favorite From Software games of all time. Opposite that from, other games that From Software was able to do, like Elden Ring. And so I really think that while I was playing some Sekiro Shadows Die Twice not too long ago, as I previously mentioned, I was trying to get myself hyped up for more Rise of the Ronin, and it definitely has. That's all I will say about that. But anyway, so much further ado, this is Jake from Citizen JB. Thank you for tuning in. Greatly appreciated. Any comments or questions, please feel free to put them in the comment section below. And I hope everybody will have a lot of fun and have a great time with Rise of the Ronin. I'll see you guys later. Have a good rest of your week.